He's looking into the camera.
Is he? Hello, everyone. We are back again. Leanne.
Hello, everyone.
Michael. And Pumpkin. He's very excited to be here.
Yes.
So much so that he was sitting on cables just now.
Yep.
Cables which would unplug the screen. But he hasn't wreaked too much mayhem so far. But there's plenty of time. Yeah. So here we are again. How are you doing today, Michael?
Yeah, not bad at all. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad actually. Yeah. What have you been up to today?
Oh, I went for a little walk because it's a bank holiday in the UK. So yeah, I went for a little walk. But you know, there is no bank holiday in Norway, so
I think there actually is.
Is there?
But we're allowed to take holidays when we want. I didn't fancy it today because I had too many exciting things to do with the weekly web dev challenge and other things. The first of which, this will be news to you, I believe, as well. I have been creating new merch. Woohoo! And we now have happy coding stickers, t-shirts, a Scrimtastic mug.
Oh my god, I want that mug. I do want that mug.
What?
That mug looks amazing.
I've got good news for you.
Really?
There's one heading our way.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. That mug's
and a Scrimfire sweatshirt.
Nice.
So yes, that's what I've been doing today.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
It was very nice. So yeah, how's everyone out there? Let me know where you're tuning in from and what you've been up to today. So without further ado, as they always say that on YouTube, don't they?
I don't really know what that means.
You wouldn't say without further ado in any other context, but for some reason people say it on YouTube. And I've just said it.
Well, if you're on the stage, I guess.
A Shakespearean stage, yeah. Anyway, without any further hesitation.
They definitely don't say that.
I am going to attempt the weekly web dev challenge.
Oh, neat.
Which was to style these buttons. Now, before we get into the interesting parts, I want to address the fact that these are anchor tags, but really, they would be better as button tags. Now, how much do we want to go into the difference between these two? If you're ever wondering whether to use an anchor tag or a button, ask yourself, is it a link? And if the answer is yes, it is, then use an anchor tag. If the answer is no, then go for that button. Now, I have been looking this up on MDM, when to use it. And if you've got something like, for example, you want to submit a form or close a window, a button's the one for you. And as you can see here, this is submit and this is cancel. So really, button does fit a lot better. So now I might not actually need this button class, but I'm going to leave it on there anyway, just in case. And now I'm going to remove the href. Because these buttons aren't actually going to do anything, because this is a styling challenge, as it were. But what we do need on them instead is a type. Now, I don't know that much about types, but kind of stands to reason that the one with submit is called submit. And the one with cancel, there's no type cancel that I know of. But just to double check, I'm going to go to W3 School. Button tag, HTML. And there we go. Then you can check out the different types. There's button, there's reset, or there's submit. Now I suppose...
Type button, what does that do?
You can have a look, I think. Here, yeah. Type button. The button is a clickable button. I don't know what an unclickable button would be. But anyway, never mind. Then there's submit, which submits the form data. And then there's reset, which resets the form data to its initial values. So do you think, Michael, that cancel is the same as reset?
No.
No. I think for the sake of argument, I don't think it is. Well, I don't know enough about it to argue, so we're going to go with button.
So why were people styling? Do you? I don't know if you know the answer or not. But it's like, why were people styling anchor tags buttons? Like, is there a particular reason for that?
I think the button tag is relatively new.
Oh, I see. So it was like historically people were not able to actually use buttons. So because anchor tag is like, you can style it as anything you want. So you can click on it and then go somewhere else. I suppose that does make sense.
You can style it however you want, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I did realise after this went live that I probably confused a lot of people and maybe made people angry. So sorry about that. It's one of those things you realise when you're in the shower, oh God, what have I done? But never mind, I'm owning it now. So we've turned them into buttons.
Have you got like an angry email from
not yet
HTML proponent or something?
No, but you know,
that's good.
I couldn't argue if I did get one.
Fair enough.
Yes, I've got a little comment here. Can't see Pumpkin. He's on the windowsill at the moment.
Yeah, he was in the beginning of the screen.
Are you going to bring him back? Yeah.
Well, he's enjoying looking at birds and things. So
we'll bring him back shortly.
We'll bring him back, yeah.
He will be here. And then Ahmed said, "This is my first time watching someone coding live. Glad it's you. I hope you feel the same after watching me." You might think the only way is up after this, but yeah, let's get on with it. Yes, we've got people here from the Philippines, from New Jersey, from California. Oh, that's nice. From Mozambique. Wow. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. I hope I don't disappoint. So obviously, when I've changed the anchor tags to buttons, that has changed the default styling, as you would expect. But never mind, we soldier on. Now,
I think that was like when I was learning how to do some of the styling. It was one of the problems to actually, it's much easier to style anchor tags to what you want rather than button tags because there is a lot of styling to reset.
Well, that's a bit worrying.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
You live and learn.
We do, yeah, on live telly. Now, the first thing I've done is find the, prototype, I suppose, of what I want to build. And I'm going to have that right here so I can see it as I work and try to copy it. So, Michael, I know you're not.
You can probably zoom in a little bit.
I can zoom in a bit, yeah. You're not into CSS, are you?
Look, when I was working as a front-end developer, I pretty much told my manager that I'm useless at CSS. That's pretty much. And they were like, well, we're okay with that because we have people who actually know CSS. And they were helping me out when we were coding. So I was writing mostly like React, Redux, JavaScript stuff all around. There was a lot of API work and stuff. So yeah, I definitely felt bad for not knowing CSS, but it's a weird industry. You can be a front-end developer and not know CSS that well, which is why I'm a back-end developer. So now, all in the right place. So there we go.
And one thing I will mention, as I have just edited something here, a little green tick appeared, which I clicked, which has saved a note. Right. So some people get confused with this. I can understand why. But I will now open that in a new page. So this is my note. And this is the original Scrim. So if I wanted to share it, my work, I will do so with this URL. New
URL from the note.
From the note, yes. And I don't know if you know this, but... Oh, no, you can't at the moment. That's annoying. There used to be... You can show it on Twitter.
Wow.
Usually there is an edit button, but there isn't at the moment.
Okay.
And I think I've just kind of screwed that up. But never mind.
No, it looks like you're in that.
Oh, no, I am in my note.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why there's... Maybe that's always there. Anyway, let's get on with it. Where would you start if you were going to do this, Michael?
Oh, boy. Stack Overflow?
I meant more with like which part would you do first?
Oh, I see. Right. Okay, I guess. Oh boy. Yeah, see, like I don't even know where to start. So I would flip a coin between centering and choosing the right color. So I don't have a coin on hand, so and let's say it's a color.
The color.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Awesome. Let's get on with it. So, yeah, obviously, submit and cancel are two different colors.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with cancel.
Okay.
Give that a background. Now, you can either do background or you can do background color, because what background is, it's the shorthand of about 6 background properties, but you don't have to put them all in. You can just put in color. I'm just going to put in color. Now, I didn't give the exact colors in the screencast, so you have to find out what they are. And to do that, I'm going to go to scrimba.com/learn/weekly challenge. Back in here to get the slide. And I've got a plugin actually called Eyedropper, which allows me to find colors.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's quite handy. And then you click on here and open it up, and it tells me that it's hex CC100. And I don't think you can copy it, which is a bit annoying.
I think you can also do that with DevTools, but
can you?
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Oh, so. Look. It does copy all of them. This is a fabric red, apparently. Lovely. Okay, so that's got that in.
Okay.
Now I'm going to hit up the eyedropper again.
Right. Cool.
And pick up that green, which is forest green. Well, that's easy enough to remember. So I'm just going to put it in here, and that's the submit button. I'm going to copy that.
So, and this class thing that you're having is submit dash button. Is that does that have some kind of name convention, or is that what is it?
So what I've done is both of them have got a class of button,
right?
Because there are styles which apply to both. For example, the size of them and the border radius, the font, and so on. There's no point repeating yourself. And then they've got separate identifier classes, I think they're called, where you can add the styles which differentiate them. So in this case, submit and cancel. Yes, very good question. And is that called snake case?
I think it's called kebab case because it looks like a stick.
Yeah. Well, I've used that just because I've seen Kevin Powell do it. And, if Kevin Powell does it, then who am I to argue?
Yeah. Fair enough.
So putting those styles on, I immediately notice the border is pretty obnoxious. So I'm going to add, it's called Border Style. I don't always know, so I guess, no, it's not. Interesting. CSS Border Style. No.
Border Style.
Hidden. Oh no, there isn't none. Maybe it's just not refreshing.
Oh, it's default. I think.
Yeah.
I think in the properties it said default values. Oh, it specifies no border. Okay, sorry. Same, and hidden is same as none except border conflict resolution.
So that hasn't worked. So what I'll do instead is border color with green. See what that does. Also nothing. That is interesting. Yeah. In that case, I will do HTML button remove border. Remove border from buttons. Stack Overflow. Border none. Ah, okay. Let's give that a go then.
Can you just change the color on the cancel button so we can see if it... Oh, hang on.
It's on the hover.
Yeah.
How funny is that?
Ah, there we are.
Yeah, okay. I was adding it to the hover state. Don't do that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh,
Cool.
Bandana says, how can we find details of the particular form submitted? Yes, I'm afraid that's not my remit, Bandana.
How can we find the details of a particular form submitted? I'm not sure I understand the question, to be honest.
I think, yeah. Could you clarify a bit, Bandana? Do you mean like how to get the information from forms? Hopefully you know that, because I don't. But we'll come back to it. Oh, look. Chides. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It's just border none. You were absolutely right. And
Yes.
it's not added to the hover state.
Yeah.
So there we
Different
go.
classes.
Teamwork. Now I'm going to add in the old color. White. And I think this is a good time to change the font. Now, I think I mentioned in the screencast that it's a Google font called Carla.
Carla.
Yeah, this is the one we use at typing it at Scrimba
Ah.
by John Pinhorn, if you're interested. I quite like this one. Now, when I get fonts from Google, I usually, as a starting point, well, always get the regular one. And then the bold. As these are buttons, actually, I'm only really going to need probably the 500. I'll get 400 and 500.
And what's that? 400, 500?
So 400 is the default font weight, and 500 is slightly bolder than that.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
And font weight, again,
Is the
silly question.
the thickness, there's no such thing as a silly question, is the thickness of the letters, basically.
Right. So it's okay. Right. Makes sense.
I feel like this is kind of in the way, but I don't know where else to put it. Well, as they're small, I can make it smaller, can't I?
I think you need to drag it a little bit. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so that's that. Now I can change the font, and I'm going to do it on the body. Oh, no, actually, as I've only got these, I'm going to do it on the bottom. But you could do it on the body. Font family. Now, actually, there's no need for me to type this, so I'm not going to make my life more difficult than it needs to be. I'm going to copy it from Google Fonts. And there it is. And then David says, a silly question is better than no question. You are so right. Yeah, absolutely. Ahmed said, is Scrimba considered as a challenges site that you recommend to practice CSS? Well, whilst we're here, Scrimba, if you don't know, is a site where you can learn coding through courses. So we have lots of different courses available on all different topics: HTML, CSS, React, JavaScript, and so on.
Anything front end.
Yeah, at the moment, but we will be offering back end soon.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
But we also have the weekly Web Dev Challenge.
Yeah.
Which gives you a challenge every week.
Basically,
which is what I'm doing at the moment.
Every Wednesday, we look at your submissions, and looks like every Friday, we're trying to do it ourselves, I guess.
I'm glad you're confident in what we're doing, Michael. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, also, Ilya.
Yes.
How many
entries of the same challenge can be submitted? There isn't a limit. Yeah, if you do it and then a couple of days later you learn something and you want to do it again, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. We'll be happy to see your progression.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, I'm going to pick up the pace a bit now.
Cool.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to work on is the padding of the button, which is the space inside the button. We want to make that a bit nicer. Now, Pear told me, actually, now let me get this the right way around because I normally screw this up. You should have more on the left and right than on the top and bottom. So I'm going to do, I'm going to try 1M. That's going to be too big. 0.5M. 1M. Now, obviously, there's a bit going on with the fact that they're different widths, but I think that's a good enough starting point.
Is that because of the letters?
Yeah.
Right.
That's the length of the word. If you change them both to be the same word, which I will do now. Oh, crying out loud.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Got it.
Well, we can go back and watch all my mistakes again. Let's not do that. Right, now let's carry on. I'm going to change the font size slightly to 1.25 rem. That hasn't changed anything. Maybe that was the default. It probably was. But it's always good to put it in case other people have got funny fonts rendering on their browsers. And I'm going to put in a max width. You could basically do whatever you want here, but I'm going to do 50% just for the sake of argument. That's really, it doesn't make any difference at the moment, but it's good practice to do. Okie dokie. Change box sizing. Jose says, is this the current challenge that can still be submitted? Yes, it is. This is the current one. All caps on a button, please. Yeah, why not? Should we give that a go?
Yeah, why not? Let's just scream.
I like that the request was in all caps as well.
Yeah,
that was good.
Just shites. If you have your caps lock stuck, let us know.
I don't think he does.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe he does. Who knows? I mean, what can we do if he does? Okay, let's put in a margin so they've got, oh God, some space between them. I'm going to start with 2M. There we go. Now, I really hope this is going to work. Oh, it has. Thank God. I wasn't sure if like some weird default thing was going to go down with the buttons and then I wouldn't know how to center them and that would just be an absolute nightmare. Now I'm going to change the border radius because we don't really like hard corners. You can do this with percentage or you can do pixels. I'm not sure if one is better than the other. I'm going to do probably a little bit more than that. I'm going to do 10. Oh, look. I wonder what that means. Anyway, I'm going to do 10 pixels for now. Now, I'm not convinced that my padding is actually enough, so I'm going to do a bit more. Kevin Powell said, when it comes to padding, add more, and you can always take it away.
Fair enough.
Abdul says, how do we submit our version of the challenge and try to win? All you do is complete the challenge, which is here. Actually, I should put this link in here. It's the one in the Weekly Web Dev Challenge page, which says latest challenge. So you complete it, and then you just tweet it with the Weekly Web Dev Challenge hashtag. But in this screencast are the instructions of how to enter. So please do. That would be lovely. I'd love to see it. Okay, cool. So where have I got to? I need my prototype back.
Yeah, so it looks like it just needs to be wider and maybe buttons slightly bigger. And actually, yeah, look, see, all caps. They're all caps. I think that's what they were referring to.
Absolutely.
Nice catch.
But this has made me realize that actually this font weight is bigger than I thought. So I'm going to grab that one. Even quicker than doing that, you can go into the HTML and you can just put in semicolon 700. And I'm going to do that. I might refactor this later because I know there's shorthand that I could and should be using. But I like to get things in and then, deal with everything else after that. What do you think? How's that looking?
Yeah, close enough.
It could be wider, definitely. So what about, I've got a max width. So I'm going to put in a width of what? I don't know yet. Let's have a look. Ah, that's a bit more like it, isn't it?
Yeah, probably 35? And 50.
I'm surprised that didn't,
Because I think
go
you've
like
got,
this.
yeah, but you've got max width.
Oh, of course,
so.
I do have a max width.
No,
which
I'm
really...
not that clueless.
No, you're not. You like to pretend to be, but you're not.
Right.
Oh. Abdul says, I go tweet mine now. It's way better. I don't doubt that, Abdul.
Just joking. Oh well. We'll see.
As Michael likes to say, every joke has an element of truth. Abdullahi says, hello, everyone. Hello, Abdullahi.
I think also if you just scroll a little bit up in the chat, there was a reply to our question.
There is. But before I forget, actually, I've committed a cardinal sin, and I will explain why. Now, because I'm live, and to be honest, slightly under pressure, I hard-coded this, which you shouldn't do. And the reason you shouldn't do it is because when you get a screen reader reading this, if you've written everything in caps, it won't read submit. It will read SUBMIT, which obviously for the user is going to be extremely annoying.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So instead, what you should do is use text transform, uppercase, and then it will look like caps, but the screen reader will still be able to read it.
Wow. Oh, I never even heard of such a thing. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Ahmed. That was very well caught. So you were saying, Michael, we have an answer to our question.
Yeah. To be fair, again, if I had to do that, I probably would have written some JavaScript to do it.
Oh, God. Well, I definitely won't do that, ever. Yes, here's the answer to our question. Take it away, Michael.
Let's say if some form with name, address, and some other details is submitted, then how the admin going to see the details, name, address, and other details in the backend data? Oh, I see. Right. So, yeah, basically what you do is you create a form, and then the button has, let's just go to the page that says form. Yeah, let's just Google. Yes, it is. Oh, cool. Form submit to backend, and then let's just say, yeah, there we go, send form to backend. I just wanted to show you what the HTML should look like, and there should be somewhere. So there you go. So you would have kind of like form action, the address, or if you're serving the page from your website, so you would just go URL like this. But if you are sending it to an address, for example, if I were hosting this website, developermozilla.org, and I wanted my action to be at this address, so I would type in the whole URL. But yeah, there we go. So that's kind of how it would look like. And you would have all your labels, and you will have inputs, and then, well, this button doesn't really, strangely enough, they don't. Oh, okay. So they're basically saying consider this following form, and then also they have method post. So basically, have a read through this whole article. It's basically explaining the rationale to the question. These buttons.
Put that in the chat.
Yeah, these buttons are kind of meant to somewhat simulate the form, but obviously we don't have the form, so we just want to have a little challenge to style. Exactly. Well, I guess we can have another challenge that has design a form.
If you know how to answer it, we can, because that's not my forte.
Well, yeah. Sure.
Zanshin also said you can use text transform for uppercase for all caps. You can, and indeed you should. So thank you to those of you who pointed that out. Now, there is actually a very subtle box shadow on these buttons.
Is there?
Yeah.
It's like in that meme.
Perhaps too subtle. So let's add another one.
Yeah.
With my favorite box shadow generator. Now I'm going to start off with, that's probably too much. So I'm just doing this by eye. There's no kind of science to this, or that there might be, but you know, I don't put that much thought into my box shadows. Maybe I should. And you can actually change that, but I'm going to copy it first and then change it. And the submit button has a green box shadow, and the cancel one has a red box shadow.
Wow.
Oh, that's annoying. It doesn't have all the... Oh, it does. It totally does. Here we go.
Neat.
Yeah. I thought it used to have the Mozilla one as well. But we won't get too involved in box shadow prefixes because, you know, I'm sure
Chrome?
nobody wants that.
You're on Chrome, so should work.
Now, I think this was called Firebrick, that colour. Oh. Let's check that that's working. No, it's not. Oh, it's because I'm not hovering. And once again, I don't just want it on the hover, I want it on the button. Do I? Actually, I think I do just want it on the hover.
Well, no, because it looks like on the design, it looks like you have the shadow without the hover.
Yeah. So I do want them on.
Yeah. Cancel button has its own color, and then probably submit bar that has its own color.
Its own shadow color, you mean?
Yeah. That's right. Well, and the normal color, like the submit bar has forest
so
green.
it should go here, basically.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. To be fair, it's your design, so you can change it if you want.
I can. Now, obviously,
Right.
that is mental. I don't really... I don't think it should be 15. Right. That's far too much. Oh, now it's really... Let's make this 2. I think, like, with padding, you should start off with more.
And then reduce it.
But with box shadow, this has gone horribly wrong. I'm going to start again. Going to refresh the page and go to new box shadow.
I think you need to change opacity as well, because that on the...
I think that's actually the spread. But do you know... No, don't do that. I'm going to use a different box shadow generator. This is the nice one.
I see.
That's where I was going wrong.
Oh, look at that. And it's got all 3 box shadow declarations from Mozilla.
It does, yeah.
Fair enough.
Someone's saying, forgot letter spacing. I haven't forgotten it.
Haven't I did it?
I'm just not there yet. But I will get there. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Cool.
And this one has all of the prefixes as well. So that's much nicer.
Neat.
I think so, yeah.
I like copy pasting.
Yeah, totally. Now I've got to change the colour for all of these. Okay, let's have it. Oh, that's the wrong colour. How annoying is that? Never mind.
Oh, yeah, it's on submit. Right.
Yeah. Now, clearly that's mental as well. So we're not going to have 33 pixels of spread because, you know. I don't know why it's so mad. I mean, I do know why it's mad. Because obviously I put it in to be mad. When I was at school learning computer technology, as we called it, my teacher had a phrase, the computer only does what you tell it to do.
Well,
there you go. That's a bit better. It's a bit of an odd shadow though, isn't it?
Fair enough. Has your teacher ever seen Terminator?
Well, luckily we haven't got to Terminator stage yet, least of all when I was at school.
Oh, I see. Decrease
the opacity of the black to 0.1 or something. Which one's the opacity?
I think it's the one after color.
Yeah,
should be after color.
Where?
So let's Google the box. There we go. Color opacity. So it gives RGBA 075 0.5. Oh, I see. Right. So, so if you in that shadow color, if you, for example,
Oh, so I need to do it with RGBA.
maybe if you click on that box on the website, on the
Yeah.
Can you not type? What happens if you just
you...
type the hex into it?
Yeah. I
Or just
wonder
type
if it
forest
takes
green.
that. Yeah, I hope it does. Oh, it does.
It does. But
0.5N.
but it cuts. Oh, okay.
That
Oh, look.
actually
Yeah, it has.
Kinda looks okay.
Yeah, it has converted it into RGB, so that's fine.
Yeah. Do you know, I use box shadows weekly, and they always go without a hitch.
Oh well.
And now this has happened. Oh, look. These sliders are really hard to use. Is there like... No.
Ah, there you are.
Okay. Blur radius. Michael Shields, yeah, is telling us that it's like that. Yeah, it totally is, Michael.
Yeah.
You're right.
But it's neat that you can actually type the word for the color and then it'll just translate it for you.
Yeah. I'm not into RGB. I should be, because then you can change the opacity, as we've just discovered. Okay, so now that's out the way, hopefully. Yeah. Cool. We're in business, Michael. We are in business. I'm going to try to pick up the pace now. The red one was Firebrick. So that I can just copy in. Yay. And that's cancel button hover.
Ooh. Oh, I think there's some values missing in the end of Mozilla Box Shadow.
Where?
On the end of Mozilla Box Shadow, some of the end values didn't get copied, so like 0.5 and yeah, the rest of it.
Okie dokie.
Looks good.
Hi, Michael and Leanne. Hello, Karen. How's it going? Nice to see you. Interesting question. Is it required to copy and paste all those 3 lines? Because I've only used the first one and it works. Yeah, it probably will work. But in order to make sure that your design looks good across not all browsers, but more browsers, most browsers, you should use all of them. So this one is for Mozilla.
Well, Firefox, and this one I think
don't know what that is actually, to be honest.
I think that's Safari. WebKit is
it?
Safari.
I think you might be right, yeah. But basically, yeah, it's just to try and render it better across browsers. So not strictly required, but recommended. Yeah. Good question, though. Keep them coming. Yeah. Awesome. Someone mentioned letter spacing, which is a very good point, because you'll see there's more space between the letters in the design than in my answer.
Wow, that someone has really good eye for this. I did not notice that.
Absolutely. Now, I can't actually remember what units they use for letter spacing.
Okay.
Oh, you can just use normal units. Okay. Letter spacing. I'm going to go for 0.5. Oh, crikey, that's massive. 0.1?
0.05?
Yeah. I don't actually think that font's big enough.
No?
Font size, that's why. Now it's big. There we go.
Well, now I think it's way too big. I think it's like...
That's good. Is
probably
it possible
just one
to have CSS styles for this project at the end of the screencast? I don't see why not. Although I might wait until Wednesday, because it is the weekly web dev challenge. So if I put the answers to be copied somewhere, that would possibly not be very good. But yeah, I can give them at some point next Wednesday, or probably next Thursday.
I love how the next response is, yeah, copy paste the URL you see on the screen.
Oops.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could do that.
You can, or you can just watch this and do the whole thing as you go. So
I actually think that padding's a bit too big now. Yeah. And so is that. So I'm going to change that to 1.5.
So do you need to make it a little bit longer then?
I think I do. I think 40 would be better.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, that looks pretty similar.
Yeah, I think maybe the font weight could be a bit lower, but let's not get too involved in that. Now, we do need hover.
Cool.
Hopefully they're all still here.
How about now?
Sorry about that. I think you can hear us now. Well, I hope you can. Let us know. And we'll carry on. To be continued, David.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, something happened, like it said the mic, some error popped up saying that the mic has stopped working, but hopefully it works now.
Oh, I hear that too. We hear you. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Thanks for confirming. And sorry for that technical glitch.
And is it public you can't plug the wire?
No.
No, that's the question.
Oh,
that
that
one.
was you asking. No.
No.
Which is a bit worrying. Maybe it's a ghost. But yeah, anyway, let's carry on adding our hover styles. Now, I am going to go a little bit darker for my hover style. And to do that, I'm going to hit up Color Picker from W3 Schools. And it was called Forest Green.
Right.
Now, I'm going to go to levels, I guess, darker.
Cool.
It's not colour, it's background colour. And then I'm going to do the same for my fabric red. Wrong input, it says.
Just fabric?
Actually, yeah, I think it was. Nice.
Honestly, they sound like names of paint when you go to like DIY shop.
I mean, they basically are.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Now, the eagle-eyed among you will notice that I've just put that on the wrong
Hover.
selector, because it should only...
Cancel button.
Not that. No, I was right the first.
No, that's all buttons. That's submit button. I think you want to scroll down.
This is on the wrong place.
Yeah, that needs to go on the cancel button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was wrong. Okay, I should just.
Yeah. I think that yeah, save it.
So right, the submit button focus does not want that.
Right.
Okay, they're the wrong way around.
Oh, they're the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I think that's when
Variables would come in handy.
CSS variables would have done the trick. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just going to get rid of my doc because this drives me nuts.
You've been getting rid of it throughout the day.
It's honestly the bane of my existence.
I see.
Okay.
Ah, there we are.
So basically, I think we're there. I mean, I've zoomed it in now, but yeah. I don't think there's anything hugely missing. If there is, let me know. Would it not be better to use CSS Filter brightness? Or if you wanted to change the base color of the button, you wouldn't have to do it in 2 places. I don't know what that is. Sounds good. Definitely.
CSS Filter?
Oh.
Brightness.
Yeah. Interesting. Hi.
Applies a linear multiplier to input image, making it appear more or less bright.
Okay.
Ah. I have no idea what any of that even means. But I guess let's give it a go.
Let's have a look here. Filter. No. W3 schools. CSS filter. Default value is none. Oh, okay. So then when you add it,
brightness, adjust brightness of the
0%
image.
will make it completely black. 100% is the default. Oh, right. So if I use like 50, that's an interesting idea. Shall we give it a go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What was the syntax? Already forgotten.
I think it's
just filter and then brightness.
Scroll up. Yeah, there we go. So instead of grayscale, we can just
we'll use brightness.
Yeah.
So then that would actually be on here, I think, because it would be the same for both of them. And then we're going to take that off. I think.
Yeah, but you see the problem with this is that, well, as the docs say, it's between original color.
Went the wrong way.
It's between the original color and black. So you're adding a hint of black to literally every. Well, that's at least how I understood the rule. While if you add a background color like that, you maintain just a different shade. Although again, I don't know colors, so I mean, to be fair, making a color darker is basically adding a tint of black to it.
Indeed. There is the issue, though, which you may or may not want the effect of
changing letters.
The font also becoming basically darker, which I don't think it's a bad thing.
Really? Can you make it like 10% so you can like really make it over the top? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay.
But I think it's okay for what we're doing, actually. I think we can leave it like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Nice.
Now, what I'm going to do now is close some tabs because there's just getting too many. And I might put in a variable. What do you think of CSS variables, Michael?
I love variables.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know what they are, and nor do I care.
Well, no, I mean, it's like, I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever used one.
So you don't really love them then, do you?
Well, no, but like I know the concept of a variable, so you know, and I feel like CSS would be pretty neat place to have a variable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like instead of typing all of these like different values everywhere.
Black and green. It's not really much point in doing it here, but you know, just because I can.
Okay. Forest green?
Forest green, yeah. If I've got the syntax right, which remains to be seen. And then, I think that is right, actually.
Looks all right.
Yeah, let's give it a go. And then I find this syntax quite difficult to type.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But never mind. Oh, maybe there is a point of doing it then. Because then you've got these two. So if you wanted to change the green to another colour, main BG colour.
Well, the button green. So not main BG is
yeah, of course. Button green.
And close.
Why is it red? Did I get them the wrong way around? Yes.
No, you have button.
Okay, I didn't change that. Yeah. God, maybe I'm just useless.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
It's like 6 p.m. today.
It's kind of my excuse.
I had
All
a nice
day, every day.
I had a nice little walk and a day off. Yeah, I'm not coding at the end of the day.
No.
And also, it's much easier to backseat drive.
It is. Yeah, no, it totally is. It's like we have a show in the UK called MasterChef. It's a cooking competition. And they all say, this is the most difficult thing I've ever done, blah, 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 blah. And we're just sitting there like, you're just cooking eggs. Like, what's the problem? But this actually makes me realise.
It might be harder because
it is harder.
You have to cook eggs.
Keep going, Leanne.
And then there is Greg Wallace and John Turode is going to eat it. And then also you have probably like 20 people camera crew watching you cook eggs.
Yeah.
So it's probably much more difficult than we think. Oh my God, that's like a fundamental realization.
It is. Anyway, keep going, Leanne, I've been told. So I will keep going. Yeah. So button green, going to change this. Oh.
Button red.
Button red. So the benefit of doing this is that if you suddenly decide you don't want submit to be green, don't know why you would decide that. Maybe you pick a different green.
Oh, I think like Material UI, for example, uses blue. Like Google submit buttons are blue and stuff like that.
But for the sake of argument, let's say you wanted a more appley green, you know.
Ooh.
You can very easily change it, and then that changes all the instances of that colour, which actually is growing on me. But I don't think the contrast is quite enough, so I'm going to put it back to forest green for now. Yeah. So I'm going to do a bit of refactoring now. I'm going to clean everything up, because it's always good to do that. Yeah, as Michael says, maybe the client wants a different. Maybe the client wants a different colour. Yeah, exactly.
I think also in some cultures it's the other way around. Like red is good, and I'm not sure if green is like bad or something. I know, like for example, in China it's considered good luck, which is why.
That's true. It's a wedding colour, I believe.
Yeah, and also like when you look at their stock market, when things are going on the up, they're highlighted in red, while in the West it's.
How confusing would that be? If you had to change one. Right, so CSS font shorthand. I always forget the order they're meant to be in, so I'm going to do font. What was my font size in the end?
700.
That was the weight. Not the weight. 125 rem, and then that, and then 700. That should work.
Do you need a comma after Carla in font, or?
I don't think so, but we'll see. Oh, maybe I do. Oh no, the weight's in the wrong place, I think.
Oh, why didn't they just write it out?
Oh no, it isn't in the wrong place. 125 rem.
Maybe it is. Hang on, what? Small caps, bold. Oh, so I think weight.
Is first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. There we go.
Right.
So that's refactored that. Anything else I can refactor? I don't think so. No, not those.
Well, we're kind of coming to the end of the hour, so...
Are we? Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey. You can try gradients for the buttons. I could do. Can't remember what CSS gradients look like, actually. Haven't done it for a while. Keep. Now, good news is there's a generator. I love a generator. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a background image. All right. I'm just going to do a copy paste. Let's do the cancel button. Woohoo! Look at that. That is awesome.
What is the color? Oh, right. Oh, because it's like it's going from color to another color. Which of these is white then? So you still have like red going to cancel.
What?
Well, because it's blue, right? But cancel button needs to be red. So which of these hex values is the blue?
No,
one?
no, I've replaced it with this.
Yeah. So.
So if I wanted to change it, I would need to change all of them. I
So
think.
how can we make it red from dark red to light red?
CSS gradient. Direction, first color, second color.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you have to change all of those colors.
Yeah, but you only need 2, I think, is the minimum.
Yeah.
Or you can use good old names. Let's give that a go.
Oh, can you actually use a variable in there?
Woohoo, look at that. Probably. So if we had to write red and then
Button red.
I'm just going to copy this and then change it.
Wow, you can actually do that.
That is amazing.
Like red? Oh, wow, that's a totally...
Oh, red isn't a colour.
No, okay.
I think it is a colour.
That's too good to be true.
I maybe I do orange. Oh, that's nice. Okay, right. I'm going to put... You don't think it's nice? I think it's nice.
It looks so strange.
2.
Apple.
Yellow? Maybe not yellow, actually. Button green.
Oh, actually, yeah, okay. That's kind of like...
Background image overrules background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it? Like all the time, or just in this order? Probably all the time. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to get rid of the ones.
Do we have background?
Background image, yeah. This gradient is called, but it is a background image essentially. Background color, and then get rid of background color. Yeah. What's your contrasts? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Very good point.
We really should have stopped before we got along with the gradients, to be honest.
Yeah. However, it was fun. I like gradients. So yeah, we've been at this for an hour now. Can you believe that, Michael? Yeah. Yeah,
that's how I feel about CSS in general. I was like, oh wow, it took me 3 hours to center a div. Can I believe that? No, I can't.
No.
But there you are.
Just a little...
I have to say, this stream actually convinced me that CSS is not that bad. Once you're next to the person who roughly knows what they're doing.
Very roughly.
Unlike me, so there you are. It's good stuff.
On Wednesday, I will be joined by Molly May Gallagher, the tech recruiter, again. She wants to talk to you about interview tips, what to expect from a tech interview, how to prep effectively, and questions you should ask them. So do come along. It would be lovely to see you. And if you enjoyed this stream and you want to see us code again, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been lovely having you. Oh, you better show Pumpkin.
Oh yeah, and Pumpkin says goodbye. Oh, there you go, see?
He knows his name, and when he hears it, he talks to us, don't you, Pumpkin? Yeah. There he is. Okay. Thanks very much.
See you later, everyone.
And sorry for my faux pas.
Whoops.
It's been a learning experience. Yeah, we learned about filter. That was great. Thanks very much. Bye now.